Tonight's show is going to talk about gerrymandering. I think a lot of people do not understand that word. They've heard it several times, but they don't quite know what it means. And it looks like my internet is going out again.
Well, for right now,
Okay,
you sound
a little
good.
better.
Everything's
Okay,
okay.
and then
Nope, now you froze.
weeks
And then he
Oh,
ago
went
no,
in
through.
no.
Wisconsin, and now I'm back.
Sort of.
Yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of.
yeah, sure.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
y'all gonna be carrying this show for the night.
The
So I see
government
that.
came to get them, y'all. It's the government.
Yeah,
It's because
literally.
Javier done went in there and done did some stuff.
Okay. Let me say it real quick while I got internet. Then we're gonna get into what happened two weeks ago. The Supreme Court in Wisconsin, who made a ruling there that could change the face of Wisconsin gerrymandering that's been going on for 10 years. I'm going to give you a background on everything up to that point and what that looks going forward.
Okay, doke.
So without further ado, because I don't know how long I can last, let's just get this party started. Yeah, I do find it kind of strange to talk about gerrymandering and the internet stopped working. Hmm. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it with a simple definition and an explanation of and an example of what exactly is gerrymandering.
First, let's start with Government 101. In the United States, each state elects a certain number of representatives based on the state's population. The larger your population, the more representatives you have. Each representative represents a district, or a geographical area including its voters. Ideally, we want to have a range of representatives who reflect the political views of the population across the state. But how do we decide who gets to vote for each representative? Let's look at an example. Suppose we have a very tiny state of 50 people. 30 of them belong to the blue party and 20 belong to the red party. And just our luck, they all live in a nice even grid with blues on one side of the state and reds on the other. Now, let's say we need to divide the state into 5 districts. Each district will send one representative to the House to represent the people. Fortunately, because our citizens live in a neatly ordered grid, it's easy to draw 5 lengthy districts, 2 for the reds and 3 for the blues. Voila! Perfectly proportional representation, just as the founders intended. Now, let's say instead that the blue party controls the state government, and they get to decide how the lines are drawn. Rather than draw districts horizontally, they draw them vertically, so that in each district there are 6 blues and 4 reds. With a comfortable blue majority in the state, each district elects a blue candidate to the House. The blues win 5 seats, and the reds don't get a single one. Oh well. Finally, what if the red party controls the state government? The reds know they're at a numerical disadvantage. But with some creative boundary drawing, they can slice the blue population up such that they only get a majority in 2 districts. So despite making up 40% of the population, the reds win 60% of the seats. Not bad. This process of redrawing district lines to give an advantage to one party over another is called gerrymandering, and it's nothing new. The term gerrymander is named after early 19th century Massachusetts Governor Elbridge Gerry, who redrew the map of the Senate's districts in 1810 in order to weaken the opposing Federalist Party. Our example is of course a huge simplification. In the real world, people don't live in neatly ordered grids sorted by political party. But for politicians looking to give themselves an advantage at redistricting time, the process is exactly the same, and the consequences are very real. Gerrymandering is at least partly to blame for lopsided representation in the House seen in recent elections. And, it's been argued by the president, for political polarization, since representatives don't have to compromise hardline views in order to win seats.
So that's a simplification of gerrymandering. And it's pretty good. So
Mhm.
let me give you an update on what's been going on since last year. And if my internet goes out, y'all gonna have to take over for me till I get my crap together.
Okay.
So for the first time in 15 years, the Wisconsin Supreme Court is now liberal leaning. First time in 15 years with the election, with the election that Janice Protasiewicz won by 10 points over Daniel Kelly, which that dude is a piece of work, boy, I tell you. Like I said, to give the liberal Supreme Court a liberal leaning for the past since 15 years ago. She ran on looking at closely the abortion rights in Wisconsin and gerrymandering in Wisconsin, which may not be very unknown, but if you go ahead and Google what's the most gerrymandered state in the United States, Wisconsin is either number one, top three, depending on what state it is, but it's always going to be up at the top.